All right, so we're going to finish up section 7.1. So this semester I've decided to sell grades. So I sold 293 test grades, and I sold 93 more A's than B's. Now you may have students saying, "Well, what about the C's and D's?" Well, why would you buy a C or a D? If you're going to buy a grade, buy at least an A or a B. So when we're talking grades, we're only buying A's and B's. All right, so we've got to write a system of equations that's going to tell me how many A's and B's I sold. Okay, so first thing I know is that I sold 293 grades. So if I took all the A's plus all the B's, I'm going to get 293. So that's my first equation. It also says that I sold 93 more A's than B's, which makes sense. You would want to buy more A's than B's. So my A's are going to be all my B's plus 93 more. That's what it means. I've told 93 more A's than B's. So there's my system of equations. So we just need to solve it. That's a B. It looks sort of funny. Okay, so notice it has already solved for a letter. I already have my A all by itself. So it would just make sense that I would take this and plug in to my A. So that's what I'm going to do. A plus B equals 293, and that A is B plus 93. So I have 2B plus 93 is 293. So when I subtract my 293, I get 200. So I sold 100 B's. So how would I figure out how many A's I have? Well, if I add them all up, remember I got a 293? So I've got my A's plus my 100 B's equals 293. So I'm just going to subtract 100. So 193. So, and then it says interpret the solution. Okay, so my solution, if I wrote it as a point, would be 193 and 100, because you usually do it in alphabetical order, A's and B's. So, interpret it, I would say Miss Kitts sold 193 A's and 100 B's. Okay, the only other thing in this section is for me to just let you know how to check everything on your calculator, okay? Um, and I actually put a lot of screenshots in here. So if you were to find this as a system that you had to solve, remember I said never solve it by graphing unless you're using a calculator. So when you're using the calculator, you're going to put those two systems, those two equations in your calculator. Right there they are. So I put them in, okay? And then, I should say one more thing. It may not be solved for y. So if you had to solve one of these, say, if you had to solve that and you wanted to use your calculator, first thing you'd want to do is set it so that it's equal to, so that you can plug it in your calculator. So you would solve it for y, solve each one for y. Anyway, so you're going to put it in, and then you're going to do that second and your calc button, okay, just like you did when we found the maximums and the minimums and the zeros. So you're going to do that, and you actually will find that you're going to, there's a second and calc. I guess I should say you should graph it first and then do second and calc. And then you're going to do intersection. So when you plug it in and you do second and calc, you'll do intersection. It's going to ask two things. It's going to ask for the first curve. So you would just click on whichever curve you want to be first and hit enter. And then it'll ask the second curve. So you go anywhere on this and hit enter. And then it says guess, and you can always just hit enter. And it will give you the answer. And it tells you what the intersection is. So the answer to this would be 6, negative 9 would be the solution to this. 6, negative 9. So you just put those two in the calculator, graph it, and then go to second and calc and do intersection, and it will give you the answer.